reach advantage as well. And look at the weight differential, 30 pounds over 2 stone. Holyfield coming in at his lightest in 10 fights and 4.5 years. That's his a little punch profile of their 3-fight average. That's one of those computer graphics that they give you, like to give you in the United States. Jabs around, Holyfield throwing rather less than Bowe, and Bowe landing more as well. And he's got quite a good left jab, Riddick Bowe, with some power behind it as well. There have been criticisms that he is a shade on the one-dimensional side, that he lacks gears. Tony Tubbs he fought, and Tubbs was on the downslide, and a lot of people thought Tubbs took the decision. Bowe got it. But he's had some good wins, all right, Riddick Bowe. He's beaten Pentland Thomas and Bert Cooper in 2 rounds. That was a good win. Very good win. Biggs in 8, Bruce Seldon in 1, Pierre Kurtz the last time out in 7. And here's the ring announcement from Michael Buffer.
And Spencer Productions, in association with the undisputed King of Beer, Budweiser, present the main event of the evening. This bout is sanctioned by the Nevada State Athletic Commission. Chairman, Dr. Elias Ghanem. Commissioners, Nat Parasali, Bruce Lane, Luther Mack, and Dr. James Nave. Chief Inspector, Mark Ratner. Ringside Supervisors, representing the IBF, Walter Stone. The WBA, Manuel Landero. The WBC, Jeffrey Gildenhorn. Physicians in attendance, Dr. Flip Pomansky and Dr. Al Capana, along with Dr. James Wishgame. Timekeeper, Jane Broadfoot. Counting the knockdown seconds, Mike Lasella. The scoring for this bout will be done on a 10-point must system, and the 3 judges assigned to ringside are Chuck Jumpa, Jerry Roth, and Dalby Shirley. And when the bell rings, the man in charge of the fight, working for the 52nd time in a world title match, referee Joe Cortez. And now, ladies and gentlemen, from Las Vegas, Nevada, by way of the Mirage, let's get ready to rumble! For the undisputed heavyweight championship of the world. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, wearing white trunks with red trim, and weighing in at 235 pounds. This 1988 U.S. Olympian and silver medalist has a perfect professional record of 31-0. His two-handed punching power has earned him 27 KOs. And tonight, he stands on the threshold of greatness. Ladies and gentlemen, from Brooklyn, New York, the #1 heavyweight challenger in the world, Riddick Big Daddy Bowe! And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing red with black trim and weighing an even 205 pounds. He's also a U.S. Olympian, a bronze medalist from the great team of 1984. He was the first of that team to win a world title as a professional. His record now stands at 28-0, scoring 22 knockouts and capturing 2 world championships. Tonight, he is appearing in his 11th world title bout, defending his heavyweight championship for the 4th time. Ladies and gentlemen, from Atlanta, Georgia, presenting the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, Evander, real deal, Holyfield.
Tremendous atmosphere here. Stars like Arnold Schwarzenegger, Kevin Costner, Burt Reynolds, Clint Eastwood at ringside. A who's who of boxing, the face of the heavyweight champion. And the challenger, Riddick Bowe. This is the toughest test yet for Evander Holyfield, who still has some convincing to do that he really is the real deal. Bowe with all sorts of questions against him as well, despite his undefeated record. Remember, the winner of this due to fight Britain's Lennox Lewis and defend the title in April or May, probably here in Las Vegas. The referee is Joe Cortez. Holyfield in the red trunks and Bowe in white. And will Bowe start really fast and look to shake up Holyfield early with his big booming right hand and left hook? or will he try to pace it? Certainly the Holyfield camp believe that Bowe will try to charge them, but he's made quite a nice composed beginning, just trying to work behind his jab, Bowe, by the look of things. He's got the reach advantage, Glenn, too.
He's got just about every physical advantage. And straight away he went to the centre of the ring, took the centre, trying to make Holyfield do the moving. Nice combination from Holyfield there.
Well, Holyfield is trained for the speed, and the speed of his combinations there, just scoring with some good punches early on. Good fast hands, Holyfield. He's not a jab and move type at all. He will stand in front of you. Good fast right over the top there. And an uppercut inside from Holyfield, who started well and confidently.
I think that's what he's going to want to do. He's going to want to hit Bowe harder and hit him early, just to, you know, let Bowe know he's the champ.
Of course, the pivotal moment could be in this fight when Bowe lands with one of his heavy shots for the first time. We've seen Holyfield shaken up badly before, but he's come back from it, notably against Bert Cooper when he was out on his feet, Holyfield, in the third round and came back to win. Everybody waiting to see what happens when Bowe unleashes his power. At the moment, Holyfield's fast combinations are taking the eye in this opening round.
He's landed some nice, he threw a left, right, left hook just before, but it just fell short. And then a nice right hand. He's nice and loose, Holyfield, letting some nice shots go.
At 14 stone 9 pounds, the lightest world heavyweight champion since Muhammad Ali in the 60s. Bowe's getting his jab to work. He's finding the range with that all right. But Holyfield looks really sharp. He feels he has a point to prove to those who say he's been fighting has-beens and never was.
I think he feels that he's took quite a bit of criticism in his recent fights, you know, especially when he got tagged up Bert Cooper. I think he's out to prove something tonight.
Really fast start from Holyfield. Bowe gets through with his right hand there. Holyfield took the shot. The right hand of Bowe found its target, and Holyfield is quite prepared to trade. Last few seconds of this opening round, what a good opening round it's been. And Holyfield has to give ground as Bowe rams in the jab at the end of the round. Welcome back live to the Thomas & Mack Center in Las Vegas, the World Heavyweight Championship. Evander Holyfield, good sharp fast start in the opening round in the red trunks against challenger Riddick Bowe from New York. But Bowe was landing well with his jab in that opening round.
Well, I think that's his best weapon that he's got to certainly use from the beginning of the round. Already Holyfield's landing with some good shots, a nice right hand one in there. Bowe's really got to get that left hand out to try and stop Holyfield from getting set.
Great right uppercut inside from Holyfield, and that was a shot that caused an awful lot of damage when he caught smoke in Bert Cooper. Referee Joe Cortez tries to get in. Bowe gets him with the right hand, and he shook Holyfield then. But look at Holyfield show his fighting heart. He wants to trade, and he wants to go to war with Bowe. Now, you wonder how wise those tactics might be against a man who outweighs him by 2 stone and is noted as the better puncher. It was certainly a very good right in that exchange from Bowe, but Holyfield is nothing if not a real competitor.
Oh, he shows a great fighting heart, and that all started there from Bowe hitting on the break. Holyfield started to complain to the ref, and then lots of action broke loose.
Joe Cortez, the referee, just couldn't dive in between them. He just couldn't get there.
He didn't have the authority to break it up, and really he should have there.
Right uppercuts inside from both of them. Left jab of Bowe. He seems to be having plenty of support in the crowd, and again starting to find the target. And Holyfield, he's not a man to take a backward step. I know his plan was to try and break Bowe's rhythm, and then body shots from Riddick Bowe. He's staying with Holyfield pretty well in this round.
Yes, he's content to stand in the centre of the ring with Holyfield and have a fight. Good left hook from Holyfield.
You just wonder with this tough, elusive kind of inside work whether the strength of Bowe might tell in the extra weight.
That's right, but Holyfield's been there with the likes of George Foreman, so he knows about strength and weight.
Again, the right uppercut from Holyfield, an eye-catching punch. But he's, in heavyweight terms, you have to say that Holyfield is not really a concussive hitter. He tends to wear you down. Bowe's left hook, doubled up. Now, and a really good right getting through from Bowe as well. Back comes Holyfield, and this is terrific stuff.
It is fabulous. Right at the beginning of the fight, both men are content to stand and have a fight. Both landing with great shots.
Last few seconds of the second round, and it's been grandstand stuff. Welcome back. Some of the action from that sensational second round. Both of them landing with really meaty headshots. But I just nicked that round for Riddick Bowe, that second one. This is the third. Bowe in the white trunks. The 25-year-old from Brooklyn, same part of the world as Mike Tyson, who has sent Bowe a message of support from his prison cell. You really have to admire Holyfield's fighting heart. Oh, a right hand from Holyfield, right over the top. The hand speed of it really shook Bowe. Combinations from Holyfield, and Bowe matching him punch for punch. Well, one or two people said this might be like the famous fight between Marvin Hagler and Thomas Hearns for 3 rounds. It's not quite in that furious league, but it's very, very good.
It is very good. And both men are landing with some great shots. Neither one wants to give ground. Holyfield landing with a great right hand, and Bowe stood for it and come back with some great shots of his own.
Holyfield just covering up for the moment, and Bowe starting to get to work. Bowe fighting in a more one-paced way, but just steadily looking to erode his man down. He's come back into this round well. The body shots of Bowe, and then that right over the top again. That's his honey punch, that right hand.
So far, Bowe's having a good round. He's using his strength and his weight well. Pushing Holyfield off there and landing some great shots.
He's got him again with the right hand, and this is a big round for Bowe now. Holyfield's not doing a lot. He's covering up, and I think he was hurt by a couple of those. Holyfield's work rate drops off. Now he gets to work behind the jab. And if he thought he could exploit the questions about Bowe's allegedly suspect heart with that fast start, maybe that hasn't worked. Bowe is right there and in there pitching. Holyfield needs his speed in this contest. Right uppercut from Bowe inside. The crowd are off their seats watching this in the Thomas and Mack Center. Look at Holyfield come on strong again. Catches Bowe with those 2 left hooks. This round swinging. Fortunes fluctuating.
That's right. Just when Bowe was looking like he was getting on top there, he was throwing some good shots. Holyfield shows his immense heart and courage and came back very, very well.
Give me a clean round.
Bell goes to end the third round. There is Evander Holyfield and Lou Duva and George Benton and Ace Murata.
Go to the dead weight inside. Don't load up.
In that corner, very experienced team. Using that iron on the right eye, there's a hint of a swelling there. Holyfield was cut, remember, against Larry Holmes in his last defense.
Come on, baby. Just got to suck it up.
And this is a tremendous exchange, Glenn.
Yes, there's been many like this already in the fight. It is a very even fight. Holyfield starting well in the first round. I give the second round even. I give that round to Bowe. He started that round very well, although Holyfield fought back tremendously right there at the end.
Well, there's my unofficial reading of it. I've got Bowe 2 rounds to 1 ahead. after 3 rounds. As Glenn said, tough rounds to score, but I thought Bowe had the best of that 3rd round, certainly. Just a bit of swelling by the right eye of Holyfield. Walked onto that right uppercut as he came in there. But there is one thing about Evander Holyfield which surfaces time and time again in his career. He goes through rough patches. Somehow, up until now, he's always found a way to prevail. Some wicked-looking body shots from Bowe.
He's working very well, Bowe, landing with good shots inside.
Something you feel has got to give here. The two of them trading there.
Hold the head, hold the head, hold the head, let's go.
This is boiling up into one of the best World Heavyweight Championship fights we've seen in recent years. Question really of whether Riddick Bowe, who looked a little flabby, I thought, at his 17 stone and 6 pounds, was it?
We got it, come on.
I just wonder whether his stamina will come into play here, or maybe lack of it, because Holyfield will just keep going and going and going. He is magnificently conditioned.
Yes, he's always in great shape, but at some point that strength and that, you know, the physical advantages that Bowe have must take a toll on Holyfield.
It's just slowed up a little in this 4th round. I think both of them felt the need for a breather, but Bowe didn't then, did he, with that right? Back comes Holyfield with his. He's got superb hand speed, Holyfield.
Get the hands up. Get him out, let's go. Don't be holding, don't be holding. Evander, get the hands up the neck, get the hands up the neck. Don't be holding the head, come on.
Certainly, Holyfield's corner felt that the time he would take over would be from rounds 5 to 8. This is the 4th. Tremendous pace. Bowe may feel that he's hit Holyfield with some of his best shots, and Holyfield's still right there in front of him.
That's right, and that will tell. The questions will be answered when people say, you know, has he got a heart? At the moment, it looks like he has.
We're going to find out more. That's a low blow. That looked like a low blow from Bowe at the end of the round. And Holyfield will have time to recover anyway.
That's 3 goddamn tons of it.
That's our unofficial reading of things at ringside, but of course it's the 3 judges that matter. 5th round coming up. Champion Evander Holyfield in the red trunks, Riddick Bowe in the white. And this has been a good one so far. Holyfield's 4th defense. Left hook from Holyfield was a good one, and again he wants to trade with Bowe. You just wonder what would happen if Evander Holyfield really had a big concussive punch at this weight.
Well, he's a tremendous fight as it is, without him being able to hit any harder than he already does. He hits strong enough and respectable. We've seen him knock big guys out with 1 shot. But at this point, we see both men landing with tremendous shots. And they're both prepared. They'll both take shots, and they're both prepared to stand there and have a war.
Bring it clean, bring it clean. You look like this up, guys. Let's go.
Holyfield has seen all this before in his 6 fights as a world cruiserweight champion, 4 at heavyweight. It's almost as if he relishes the whole exercise of drawing the other man's sting and then trying to take over. He's been rubbished. They've called him a cardboard champion. Well, I think maybe he can prove the doubters wrong tonight, but this is very even at the moment, and Bowe coming back again with that right hand. him miss that time and punishing him with combinations. Holyfield's round this one so far. Good right uppercut as well.
Get the hands on the neck, get the hands out, get him out.
Holyfield just out working Bowe in this round, just throwing more shots and landing with more combinations.
He's making Bowe miss a bit more as well in this round. He's starting to slip.
He's starting to move a little bit more, isn't he? He's starting to be a little bit lighter on his feet. It's been a very physical fight up till now, and maybe Holyfield's elected to use that speed.
This is what Holyfield, I think, would be well advised to do. Slip, move laterally, then throw in his combinations. Uses excess speed and probably excess fitness and conditioning as well. Bowe does look to have slowed up a bit in this round, and there's a rather more perplexed look on his face.
Yes, it's notable he's not landing with his jab in this round. Earlier in the fight he was landing with a good left jab. In this round he hasn't.
Last 2 seconds, and that was Holyfield's round. Both corners working with the iron. Left eye of Bowe, right eye of Holyfield. We have a fight dead level here. One or two of our American colleagues think Bowe is leading it by a couple of rounds. Ben McCrory sitting alongside me has an even 2. This is the 6th. In that last round, there were signs of Holyfield just taking over. Now, can he build on that in this 6th round? Certainly George Benton in Holyfield's corner was saying Bowe's starting to tire.
Yes, they said that. Ludwig and Benton said that throughout that round. He said he's running out of gas. He's running out of gas.
Well, is he? We'll find out. Holyfield, I think, has answered the questions that some people still had about his chin, though I really wondered why they had those questions, because every time he had been shaken up before in his career, he'd always come back from it. But he's taken Riddick Bowe shots here, and he's still right in there. This is the 6th.
Keep it clean on, guys. Keep it clean on, guys.
Trademark right uppercut of Holyfield's.
Let go.
I think that sort of fight suits Bowe more. I think Holyfield had good success when he moved about, used his speed, attacked Bowe with angles in the last round. And I don't think he really wants to get drawn into a brawl, which at times is a criticism of his. He does like to fight.
That was a good left uppercut from Bowe. Off the ropes there. Notable success. Holyfield just wanting to take a breather, having taken that one for a moment. He's not doing a lot for it. That left uppercut, I think, did hurt him. Good shot from Riddick Bowe. And Holyfield, I think, might have been a bit more hurt by that punch. And he's just took the time to recover from it. And now I think his head's cleared. And maybe Bowe, I don't know whether he really sensed the moment as much as he should have there. I think he really did shake Holyfield with that left uppercut.
He did hurt him because Holyfield never got out of the way. He stood there and did nothing. And Bowe just sat back. I don't think he really realised how badly that Holyfield was hurt.
Evander Holyfield has to take the right over the top from Bowe this time. More even round this one. Bowe got it with another good body shot and may have done just about enough to nick that round, I think. This is the Holyfield corner. Let's see if we can hear what they're saying.
Now when he fires it to the head, just get down. You understand? Now look, don't be holding him and grabbing him. He's taking too much energy. Now listen, his jab is slow down to nothing. Just take your time and go over the top of it with a good right hand. You probably hit him on the chin. Okay. You understand? Okay. All right, you all right? Okay, now don't hold him and grab him. Halfway through. You don't need to grab him. You understand?
Well, you can hear George Benton talking to Holyfield. They're having to work quite hard with the iron on that right eye, and a bit of a swelling by underneath Bowe's left eye. Nothing much though, it's just precautionary really, Glenn, isn't it?
Yes, they're just making sure that nothing comes up. They're just using the eye swelling and keeping them, any sort of lumps, keeping them down. Because once a lump comes up, it's very easy for a cut to start from there.
Bowe's pretty unmarked around the face. Round 7 into the second half of the contest.
Well, it was from this point in the fight that we pretty much expected Holyfield to start coming into his own and starting to get on top. But it's very close up to him now, and out for the last round. A good right hand there.
Yes, was a good right hand, and Holyfield is hurt by that. And the right uppercut. This is trouble for the champion. He looks a bit open. Bowe crashing on the punches now. And these are troubled times for Evander Holyfield. He cannot take too many more of them.
They are very good right hands that Bowe's landed with. And they've caught him flush on the side of the head there.
Holyfield is having to dig pretty deep here. Chanting for Bowe around this Thompson Mack Center in Vegas. Bad round so far for the champion. He's caught again.
Let him go, Holyfield, come on.
But Holyfield, it's worth stressing, does have that capacity to ride the bad patches.
Watch out on the side, guys.
But Bowe's power, I think, is beginning to get to him.
I think it is, and his overall strength. The fight has been very physical. There's been lots of pushing and shoving, lots of inside work. And Bowe's landed very much with that right hand. And it does look in this round that it's sapping Holyfield a little bit.
See, the one thing about Holyfield is that he is not elusive, not at all. He's always been there to hit like that. And he's trading here with a man who weighs 2 stone more. It's high-risk policy.
What the heck, keep the punches up, guys. Get him up.
Holyfield typically comes battling back. Bowe has a more confident air about him. This is already Evander Holyfield's toughest fight.
Yes, people said it would be. People said this would answer the questions. The first time he was in with a young and live heavyweight who was undefeated, he said this was going to be his toughest fight, and till now it certainly is.
If he could win this one from here, nobody can doubt him. And back he comes, typically with combinations, having soaked up some real bombs from Bowe earlier in the round. Bowe's round.
All right, he's flipping now. Come on up.
Ace Morada there with the iron on the right eye of Evander Holyfield. They might be getting a bit worried, I think, in that corner.
Well, I think they've got to be. It's a very hard fight. Holyfield in a couple of rounds has looked as if he's been hurt quite badly. It's a tough fight. They're working very hard and they're trying to pump him up.
You understand? Because the guy to slow it down.
Well, if they hope that Riddick Bowe was a quitter, I'm afraid those hopes have gone out the window. There's Bowe with that overhand right, which has worked very well for him most of the night.
It has, and he's landed with it. Holyfield does take shots. He landed with a very good right uppercut. Again, the work inside. Bowe getting the better of it. It's not as though when the bombs go in, Bowe seem to have the most effect.
Let's go. All right, let's go.
There we are. I have Riddick Bowe now a couple of points ahead in this fight, and Holyfield has some work to do if he isn't going to slip to his first defeat and lose the title. Of course, things might get complicated if Bowe does win as far as Lennox Lewis is concerned, but more about that later. Now, can Holyfield get back into things after a bad couple of rounds, particularly that last one?
Yes, he really needs a big round because it looks like Bowe's starting to get confident. He's getting warned for hitting on the brake there with a right uppercut.
Bowe has just worked away steadily throughout.
Work out there, come on, work out.
Holyfield just dabbed at his eye there. I don't know. There seemed to be a little clash of heads, and again he dabs at it. He may be cut.
Yes, it's the other eye too. It's the left eye. And now he wants to trade again with Bowe, and he's caught by that right hand again.
Get the help in there. All right, break out to him, break out to him.
There is damage now by both eyes of Holyfield. Something just by the side of the right, and we'll have a look at that cut by the left eye. He's dabbing away at it again. I don't know whether it was a punch or a clash of heads. Probably a clash of heads, I think.
Yes, it looked to me to be a clash of heads. They just come very close with their heads when Holyfield shortly afterwards dabbed his eye.
Come on, work out. Hands are free. Work out. Come on, your hands are free, guys. Let him out. Come on, your hands are free. Come on, work out.
One of the questions in here now is, does Riddick Bowe last? No signs at all of him slowing up or running out of gas.
Get the help back, hold on.
Good jabs from Holyfield there and a good right hand. Again, he's showing hard, trying to pull out of this. He needs a good part in this round.
Well, there's still a way to go yet. There's still time for Holyfield. He knows that. And in the last minute or so, he's come back pretty well, the champion. And that left, that seemed to hurt Bowe. That straight left, he blinked then as that landed and felt his eye. The right uppercut. This is some lightness, fluctuating again in this round. Holyfield has been lifted by the sight of that. Bowe's work rate has just dropped off slightly, and Holyfield came back well to take that one, I think.
Listen, one of you, go out there and take your time. Nothing. Take your time. Put your shot on this guy. And stay close to Holyfield. You'll take this guy out of there now.
Well, Holyfield against Holmes, you saw him cut on June the 19th, and tonight he has some damage by the left eye this time, and some slight damage by the right, but it's the left eye that was a problem. Clash of heads, Glenn, I think.
Yes, it certainly looked like. I've seen the heads come together, and then he dabbed at his eye. It obviously gave him a few problems because he kept dabbing at it throughout the round. It looked in quite a bad place. There also seemed to be working on Bowe's right eye.
Okay. Come here.
Yeah, I think Bowe's corner feel he might have been thumbed here by Holyfield. This is there.
Yes, it certainly looked like that from the replay.
Thumb of the glove, which is an old pro's trick, and that was what caused Bowe so many problems. Round, Bowe white trunks, Holyfield red, Holyfield with the facial damage.
Let's go.
Bowe's right hand gets to work again, and Holyfield just covers up and wants to buy a bit of time.
Get him out, let's go, work out.
Good jabs from Holyfield there.
Holyfield, I think he must realise, is not going to knock Riddick Bowe out here. He's just going to have to outwork him and somehow steal the rounds if he wants to pull this around. And he's going about doing that exactly. right here, right now.
Yes, well, I feel Holyfield needs a pretty big round to really, catch the judge's eye, because the last few have all been Riddick, Bowe.
Holyfield just looking a bit disorganised as he's caught by another one. Be fair to Bowe, so many knockers in the newspapers throughout his career, but he stayed with Holyfield and matched his work rate all the way here. But there are still 3.5 tough rounds left there.
Yes, it has been up to this point a great fight. Every round has been full of excitement. Every round has been very close. Both men landing with great shots.
Right hand from Bowe, but look at the combinations in return from Holyfield. This man's fighting spirit, fighting heart is quite incredible.
Holyfield's used the jab more this round, and it's been successful. A couple of times he's landed that double jab and it's landed flush. I think he's trying to measure him up for a right hand behind the jab.
Trouble is, Holyfield's punches are rather bouncing off Bowe's chin. The heavier artillery lies with the challenger.
That's right, when Bowe lands with a good shot, you can tell that it's hurt.
9th round action in this World Heavyweight Championship fight. And Riddick Bowe, on my scorecard, in the lead at the moment by a couple of points with 3 rounds to go. But that last round was pretty tough to score. Oh, big jab from Bowe, and he's looking to follow it up with the right hand. That really knocked Holyfield's head back on his shoulders, that jab.
He has. When he used it, it's a very, very strong jab, and a good uppercut.
He's got him.
He's in trouble.
He's in trouble now. Holyfield is gone. Bowe senses the finish now. Holyfield is all over the place, and there's a long time left in the round. Holyfield is fighting for dear life in there now. Bad moments, and is this where the title changes hands? It looks like it. The referee may have to dive in. Holyfield is covering up, and what amazing resilience from him.
Well, it's a mark of his fitness and his determination that he survived that, because Bowe has threw everything to finish this, and Holyfield comes back with the right hand. How on earth Holyfield stood for that, I don't know.
Well, that was almost the Smoking Burt Cooper fight revisited, when Holyfield was in the most desperate trouble, and that time he came back to win. But I don't really know how he got through that little 20-second patch, but somehow he did. But it's left its mark, I'm sure. And if Holyfield is to lose tonight, he's going to go out on his shield.
Yes, he's a warrior, fighter right, to the bottom of his shoes. Unbelievable heart he showed there. Many men would have went down. He covered up fantastically and even managed to fight back.
Superhuman powers of recuperation from Holyfield. Amazingly, he comes back at Bowe, and he's got Bowe now is the man having to defend. Bowe looks tired. What a round! What a fight!
Let's go, come on, let's go. Break out. Break out.
Holyfield has come back from the very edges of defeat to somehow boss the last minute or so of this round. And now he gets in with a right hand. Bowe takes the punch, and Holyfield senses that maybe he can come back. soaking it up. That's the difference. What an incredible fight. Well, Bowe, that must be a dispiriting experience for him, because he must have felt he had it in his pocket, and yet Holyfield still came back at him.
That's right, and there's the right uppercut that did the damage. A great shot, and from this moment on, Bowe was just non-stop pressure. He did everything right. He kept the pressure on. He caught Holyfield with lots of good shots, and Holyfield covered up. There's the right uppercut. A tremendous shot.
Well, that was Bowe all over Holyfield. I think only the ropes kept him up. Some referees might have administered a count there. It was very similar to the Cooper incident when Mills Lane did count. Joe Cortez decides otherwise, but look at Holyfield come back here in the same round. This win-lose draw is some fighter. 11th round. How much have either of them got left? How much can they have left? Holyfield goes for broke. Oh, he's hurt again. Holyfield's hurt again.
Come on.
Bowe is the man with the heavy weaponry. And Holyfield this time will take a count.
Bowe did very well there. He just dipped under there and come out with right hand.
Holyfield is on instinct now, and I think not even he can get through this. Surely Bowe, surely this time is going to do the job, isn't he? Holyfield hangs on. He's fighting on courage alone. Bowe, I'm afraid, has just got too much power for him.
Come on.
Holyfield has hit him with everything he's got. Bowe soaked it up, and the difference has been in firepower.
All right, stop punching, let go.
He's done amazing again to survive that exchange.
Well, this really is a quite amazing and astonishing sporting theatre that you're watching.
Holyfield's right eye is almost closed.
Keep up.
And all that conditioning is serving him so well in here now. But Bowe is in charge in a big way. Holyfield needs a miracle to hold on to his ground. Bowe now confidently just setting him up behind the jab and waiting to unleash the right hand. But it's Holyfield who does it. This weight differential is too much for the champion. I think if it had been a non-title contest, Holyfield would have been stopped by now.
Yes, he's took a lot of heavy punches, and yet he's still in there and he's still fighting back. Tremendous heart, tremendous courage.
How incredible it would be if somehow he did rescue this in the remaining time. Still, Bowe's stamina holds up. He's answered his critics tonight as the man they call Big Daddy. Bowe's round. Well, here's the action again from that 11th round, and Bowe again all over Holyfield, and I would suspect that round was scored 10-8 in Bowe's favour, and I think Holyfield now has got to stop his man, otherwise the title is going back to Brooklyn, New York.
It is. He's fought a great fight, Bowe. Really, I think the decide factor has been his strength, his power. Every time they've connected, Bowe has come out the best because he's got the most strength and the most power. But Holyfield's put up a tremendous fight. And if he's to lose, he's going out like a champion.
There's 81-year-old Eddie Butch in the corner, man who had Joe Frazier and Ken Norton and Larry Holmes, among others. And this would be another massive triumph for him tonight in the battle of the trainers against George Benton, his ex-apprentice, who's in the other corner. Last round of one of the great world heavyweight title fights. I'll talk about this one for a long time. Holyfield, I reckon, and I'm sure everyone else around here reckons too, needs the knockout if he's going to rescue this now. He's done astonishingly well to still be in there.
Yes, he's had a couple of very bad rounds and was in a definite lead, I would say. But Holyfield is just the champion and has just the equipment. If anybody can pull it out, he can.
Again, goes sweet right hand.
Break out. Everyone low patches, guys. Let's go.
One of the decisive weapons in the fight, and we're on the countdown now to the finish. Riddick Bowe, the man who makes videos and campaigns in New York against drugs and helps the kids out there. Is he the next heavyweight champion of the world as the second century of the Glove Championship gets underway? It looks like it.
I think Lennox Lewis watching this fight will be interested and will enjoy the fact that this has been such a war, because whoever he fights, this has took an awful lot out of them.
Yeah, it's an aging fight for both of them. Oh, left hook, Holyfield. Still he's firing in the last round. Twice he's been on the very brink of being knocked out or stopped, Holyfield, and he deserves to last the full distance.
Let's go.
This could be his first defeat since the Olympic Games of 1984, when he was disqualified against Kevin Barry in the semi-final. Bowe, I'm sure, feels that he just needs now to carry on with this and get through the round to become heavyweight champion. They say that a good big 'un will always beat a good little 'un, but we wondered whether Riddick Bowe really was a good big 'un. Tonight, I think he's proved it.
He certainly is, and he certainly proved all the doubters who thought that he didn't have heart. He's certainly got bags and bags of heart.
Everybody in the arena in the closing seconds is getting to their feet. The bell goes, they don't hear it. Bowe raises his arms aloft. Holyfield, I think, knows he's been beaten. He's been around long enough not to go into any phony celebrations. And unless we are very much mistaken, Riddick Bowe has taken over here as the heavyweight champion of the world, though we must wait, of course, for the official announcements. Well, what a performance that was from Evander Holyfield.
Oh, he showed so much courage, so much heart in that fight. He really proved himself a great champion. He's badly damaged on both eyes. Both eyes look like they're about to close. But he showed tremendous heart. How on earth, in a couple of rounds, he managed to survive when he looked all but knocked out. Tremendous. It just shows how much his conditioning is.
And now we have a bit of a brawl going on involving Rock Newman, who was involved in an angry exchange before the start. There's the action from this last round again. I make Riddick Bowe a big points winner here. My scorecard has it 117 to 111 for Riddick Bowe. How about you, Glenn?
I have Riddick Bowe written by 3 rounds.
Scorecard still being collated. Bowe saying prayers in the dressing room beforehand. He's doing it again now. Here it is.
Scorecards. Chuck Champa scores about 115 to 112. Jerry Roth scores at 117 to 110. and Dalby Shirley 117 to 110 for the winner by unanimous decision and new heavyweight champion of the world, Riddick Big Daddy Bowe.
25-year-old Riddick Bowe is the unanimous points winner, as he surely had to be. There was no room for dispute about that, and those margins, well, I think the judge who scored it by only 3 points was being very generous to Holyfield. I think the other two had it about right, 117 to 110, which was very loosely in alliance with my own scorecard and Glenn McCrory's. But what a triumph for Riddick Bowe. And don't forget Evander Holyfield.